I want to talk about embodying both light and dark. If you see my videos before, you probably heard me say that I embody both. And I want to take a moment to explain how that came to be and what that means to me. So we all know that we're moving into 1,000 years of peace, right? We're all moving into a higher timeline where we're looking to clean up the world, and we're going to get there. However, it's only 1,000 years of peace, one cosmic day to be in fact. And the thing is, we can never exist in a love and light only world, nor has the universe ever been that way. And the reason that is because light and dark is the same thing. God and the devil are the same thing. They are not two separate things. They are one thing, expressing themselves in two different ways. Now, I've had to walk a unusual journey, let's say. Had to learn a lot of things, quite a bit different than you guys, a lot of people. I mean, I don't know how you learn. But I had to come to terms and grips with many different things, including dealing with the darkness and integrating it. And when I think of the dark and embodying it, it is more of a divine wisdom. It is an understanding of how things must be. And it is very difficult for us to, as humans, to kind of look at this and make it make sense. But we're not here to make things make sense. We're here to experience what we are. And we are all things. We all embody light and dark. Now, I'll give you a simple example on embodying darkness. Let's say you have a family. Someone breaks in your house at night. You have a choice. You can defend your family and bring out your darkness on the intruder, or you can sacrifice your family by you only loving light and don't want to bring that out, or don't have it in you to bring it out. Which one of those two scenarios are right? I mean, I can't make that decision for you. That's an internal decision. But you know what? Something I've learned from working with the dark, and I don't mean going out and doing evil acts. That's not what I mentioned. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean with working with the dark is these demons or energies, however you want to look at it, are the teachers. They are here to better you. They are here to cause the necessary chaos in order for evolution to occur. And see, this is why we can never live in the all love and light world. Because if it was all love and light, we, as the universe experiencing itself, would never evolve. You know, you can look back to the Garden of Eden. Had that snake not come along, his story would be pretty damn boring. It would have been a bunch of people sitting in the garden, never breaking any rules, doing exactly what they're told, and never having knowledge. Wouldn't be much of a story to read. Nobody wants to hear the story of the kid who never got in trouble and grew up and became the preacher and just followed God's. Like, his story is boring. My story is not. I was a drug addict. I was a piece of shit for a lot of years. I struggled very deeply with very many things. I had a super traumatic childhood. I won't get into that here, but one day. But I had a very traumatic childhood. I mean, I never even went to a school for a whole year. 15, 20 schools, I don't remember. We always moved, always struggled financially. I have dealt with at least 9 addictions, hardcore addictions. I've been through a lot. And you know, like through all of this darkness, which I carried for a long time, there was actually, from the age of about 10 to 18, till my first girlfriend broke up with me, I did not shed one single tear, ever. I never learned how to deal with emotions. I never knew that I needed to deal with them. I learned how to block them out and pretend they never happened by creating stories within my own mind that blocked them out. I wrote my own narratives, created little matrices of my own deception. And so when my awakening happened, I had a lot to go through. I had a lot to learn. And for the first time in my life, I had to deal with an emotion. And I had never heard it described as trauma or anything like that. And I rejected that diagnosis very much so. And it's so funny that now, like, that's the work I do with Penetralia. I teach people exactly how to do this. But, you know, I just want to say that as we all move forward, you follow your own path. If it's all love and light, then that's what you're here to do. If you're stuck in the dark, maybe that's what you're here to do. Because we all know that we are it having a dream, and that teamwork makes the dream work. Let that sink in. Because the team is the one thing expressing itself as both. Light cannot know itself without the dark, and the dark created the light. It's really our perception of how things work. Embodying darkness doesn't necessarily mean going out and doing evil things at all. Being all love and light works for some. I'm love and light, dark and pleasure, but I embody both. You know, but my story's ugly. It's not pretty. Not pretty at all. But it's beautiful now. Because it was those dark moments, it was those dark things that I went through in life, that never having love, that never understanding the real meaning of love, you know, based on the things I dealt with as a child. I genuinely grew up thinking that real love was loving your parents and friends enough to lie for them under any circumstances. Like, I never understood the meaning of love. Now I do, because I know it's opposite. And this is the thing about embodying the darkness. I don't forget them. I am so grateful for all of the things that I went through. All the addictions, all the terrible relationships, all the shit that I did that I needed forgiveness for. Because those are the things that forge us in the fire. Those are the things that make us become better versions of self. And without them, we don't grow. We wouldn't be capable of growing. I mean, how would you even know what love is if you didn't know what it's not? How would you know what anything is if you didn't know what it's not? And so this one thing expressing itself as both must be both in order to make everything work. This is why all throughout the Bible, every time the devil wants to go mess with somebody, he goes and asks God, like, hey, let me go mess with your boy down there. It's for your own good. It's for your own growth. And it is for the evolution of us as a whole. You see, what we are doing here as individuals is on behalf of the whole. We are all parts of the puzzle. Every one of us is playing our part, and you should play your part. But they're one. They're one. So, next time you find yourself dealing with things that would be dark, find the lessons, find the wisdom, because the dark teaches what the light cannot, and the light teaches what the dark cannot. But they're a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. Till next time, in the eternal now, peace profound.